So most of my audience has no idea what this is about. But the body language is interesting because it's really unexpected. So Hans Moke Niemann, this is the gentleman with the curly-ish hair, and his eyes are pretty much set far apart. Magnus Carlsen has more of a traditional male haircut. His eyes are much closer together, and it looks like he's got a goatee going on. Magnus is the world champion. Apparently, he wins so much that he doesn't even defend his title anymore. He has accused Hans at one point, in a very vague fashion, of cheating. And here, I believe in the last 24 to 48 hours, they have had a game together, or the beginning of one. So as you watch this through, pay attention to Magnus. So as we get into this, we're going to watch them through.
A 2700 talented kid in the Rise couldn't produce. He got a good position against Magnus. It was a very, very good game. It was probably an inspired game, you could call it. But is it an obvious proof of cheating? Definitely not. I don't think he cheated in the Singfield Cup, but everything else is still up in the air.
Sorry, Alejandro. I just have to interrupt you because the game started and Magnus has logged off. What has happened?
Magnus has resigned.
Magnus has resigned the game against Hans Niemann.
Yes.
All right, so you saw that all the way through. Now that you've seen it, we're going to watch Magnus first. And you'll notice his mouth is agape and he is taking a lot of deep breaths. I mean, really, it's such a deepness that his shoulders are rising, his chest is rising. Also, you notice that he's actually leaned back in the chair. So if I'm looking for him to be still upset or like a real concentration moment or anger or something, and I've got heavy breathing and an open mouth, which his open mouth doesn't make any sense for any of those emotions because your jaw sets. The tightness in the mouth comes in when you have this emotion. And so when we see this with an agape mouth and heavy breathing and back in the chair, and it kind of looks like he's stretching out his chest, but we can't really see that. So that's more of a maybe. We're also seeing that blinking, stress blinking. So we got heavy breathing, really deep, suck the wind through the mouth kind of breathing and blinking.
It was probably an inspired game, you could call it, but is it an obvious proof of cheating? Definitely not. I don't think he cheated in the Singfield Cup.
See him look down? He's looking on something for his computer. And obviously it's his move. And he resigns. We look at Hans.
A 2700 talented kid in the Rise couldn't produce.
Chewing his gum. Hand on his face. Got some lag in his feed. Playing with his gum.
I don't think he cheated in the Singfield Cup, but everything else is still up in the air.
Sorry, Alejandro. I just have to interrupt you because...
So now he notices the resign happened pretty much shortly after it happened. He starts moving around. Now he's looking, but he's still chewing his gum. So it's not phasing him that much.
The game started and Magnus has logged off. What has happened?
Magnus has resigned.
He's not really fazed by this. This has not put him in a realm of It's like, oh my God, this man has accused me of cheating. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. He took his hand off his face and it's barely touching it. Then he's still chewing like he's chewing cut. So no change in emotion. I guess mentally, in his mind, for context, it's a win because he quit on him. The opponent that accused you of cheating has quit. He doesn't want to play you. Not the worst case scenario when it comes to, social dynamics.
Magnus has resigned the game against Hans Niemann.
Yes.
And of course, then he signs off. So I watched that through and you saw all the body language that I showed you. Either this was premeditated, which I honestly don't think so because we didn't see anything else than someone whose body was in distress. I'm leaning more towards a medical issue because we're not seeing any other emotion. The face is not really given away, although the graininess of the video doesn't really let us see other movements. But, when you have anger that's that big, you should see it in big movements. And all we saw was someone who was clearly in some kind of distress, pulling and sucking in wind with his mouth open, leaned back in his chair, who left the game after one move.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
To be notified of all videos that get released, because not all of them can be posted here, in the description is a link to our Telegram channel, and if you subscribe, you'll be notified of every single video, and we don't spam it with anything else other than video releases.